Good evening. Thank you very much for coming tonight. I apologize for the little delay. I was trying to tell them a little background behind the last piece they just played, which we hadn't had a chance to cover today in class, and got a little bit behind schedule, so I apologize. But we're here, and that piece you just last heard is, the program notes are in your program, so I'm not going to read everything there. But that is a grade level 4 piece. And this is the first year I felt confident enough with our varsity orchestra to be able to pull out a level 4 multi-movement work because there's a whole lot of that stuff, I mean, just really difficult in all sections of that piece. So these kids have worked really hard, and I'm very proud of each and every one of them taking it on, and a little complaining here and there, but they did it. It was really cool. So could you please give them another round of applause for what they just did? All right, so the time in the show has come for recognitions, and how this works is when I say an event, if you participated in it, please stand, and if we could hold our applause till the very end. If you participated in chamber orchestra, please stand, or raise your hand. If you did let's see here, if you did any orchestra-related community service, whether that was Christmas tour of homes, candlelight stroll, working at concerts, anything of that sort, volunteering for other orchestra events, please stand. Yes, thank you. Or raise your hand. Thank you. Good job. If you performed in the pit for the musical, whether in band, choir, or orchestra, yes, I guess the choir people would have been on stage usually, but good job. Awesome. Excellent. By the way, this is our first year that we had all the string players were students for the musical, and to have several underclassmen participating in the pit on stringed instruments is the first year that has happened. So way to go, those of you that did that. Let's see here. We also had lots of things. District Solo Ensemble, if you performed for District Solo Ensemble. If you earned a Best in Sight solo for District Solo Ensemble. Congratulations, Zach. If you earned a Best in Sight ensemble, this first year they offered Best of Sight ensembles. The violin choir earned that, so congratulations, good job. And for band? Yeah. Sax choir, right? No. What? Flute choir, excuse me. All right, congratulations, good job. All right, let's see here. If you went to State Solo Ensemble this past weekend, excellent, awesome. If and they don't know all their ratings yet, possibly. We don't know who got exemplary soloists or exemplary ensembles, but congratulations, those of you who made it to state and performed. Yeah, it's been a busy year, lots going on, and now we have a couple of awards. So for the varsity orchestra, there are 2 awards that are awarded every year, and they are voted on by their peers. And the question goes out, okay, so who in the freshman class and who in the sophomore class has shown the most outstanding commitment and dedication to the Hudson High School Orchestra this year? And our freshman winner this year was Ms. Karen Holter. And our sophomore winner this year was Razik Saifullah. All right, our next piece is called Wondrous, and there's not really much to say about it other than it was performed and written for an orchestra and band program in Indiana, who I actually had the privilege of meeting the teacher for this school this past summer at a professional development opportunity I was at. But anyway, they had the opportunity to perform for the Midwest Band and Orchestra Conference, which is typically only collegiate level ensembles that get asked to perform at this. This is a world-renowned conference that happens every year in Chicago in December, and this high school earned the opportunity to perform there. So they commissioned this piece, and as we took it apart, it really showed some really cool stuff. It sounds like movie themes in some cases, and it just displays a wide range of emotion and everything. So, and we have invited our wind, percussion, and brass and piano friends to perform with us this evening. So we thank them for their extra time and energy in making this possible. So here is Wondrous. Always debate. Should I talk? Shouldn't I talk? I'm going to talk. So, just a very brief information about March Slav. Tchaikovsky's March Slav exemplifies the spirit of the 19th century nationalism as it was growing in Europe. It is written for a concert given for wounded Russian soldiers and includes regional folk melodies as well as the Imperial Russian national anthem, God Save the Tsar. Beginning moderato in modo di marcia funebre, meaning in the style of a funeral march, it opens quietly within the suggestion of an approaching distant army, then progresses into a fervent and enthusiastic expression of patriotism. Hope you enjoy March Slav. All right, time for recognition. It's Monday still, right? Okay, recognitions for the concert orchestra. If you participated in the UW Eau Claire Honors Orchestra, stand up. If you were a member of the chamber orchestra. If you played or performed in and auditioned for the pit, please either remain standing or stand up. If you did any sort of community service, whether it was Christmas tour of homes, whether it was candlelight stroll, helping out at concerts, elementary, middle school, what have you, tuning millions of kids. All right, awesome, great. If you performed for district solo ensemble. If you earned an exemplary soloist or exemplary ensemble. If you performed at state solo ensemble a couple days ago. And again, we don't know exemplary soloists or anything quite yet. We should hopefully know those later this week. But those ratings will be coming soon. Did I forget anything? Don't know. I think I'm good. All right. So then we have our student awards. And I'll start with the junior award, and then we will go from there. So the junior award, much like the freshman and sophomore award, is voted on by the orchestra. And this person, I feel, greatly deserves this award. She's shown a lot of dedication and commitment. She's pretty busy, so she's not able to do a whole lot of orchestra activities, but I have seen a lot of improvement in her individual work in lessons and in her commitment to just being a great leader and doing good stuff for her section. So everybody give a round of applause for Maddie Congdon. Does that convince you to keep going with the schedule change, maybe? We'll find out. All right, sad to see that one go. Anyway, seniors. This class is, here I go again. Every kid just, in every class, means a great deal. And, but it's always hard to say goodbye to those kids that have stuck it out all the way. So thank you for your hard work, your dedication, your commitment, leadership, and all of it. This is hard this year. There are so many good leaders in this group. And there's only so many awards that we give. So there are two senior awards. One is the National School Orchestra Award. Usually we give it to one person. A couple years back we gave it to two, and this year we're giving it to two. These people have shown outstanding leadership, skills, volunteering for things, taking on leading sectionals, just going above and beyond, always a willing participant, always living to lend a hand, always willing to lend a hand, and just overwhelmingly always committed. So these two people are I got it. So we have Emma Close and Amy Schaefer. Please come forward. final award is the, I forget what it's called. Sorry. National School Orchestra Award. And this year's recipient has gone well above and beyond. Those of you that know me know I'm a little bit scattered. I'm mostly organized, but there are people who work many times over to make sure that things that are hard for me happen and stay organized and followed through on. And it takes a certain concrete sequential thought, which I don't have. This person not only has been an outstanding leader, section leader, just has really excelled this year on her instrument, and she's also going on to study some music as well as other things at UW River Falls next year. So this is Sophia Sandikian. I just gotta say, the number of hours she put, I mean, she's a TA, so she's here like an hour every day, but when we had just some weird thing happen with our orchestra clothing organization, it wasn't my fault this time, but she spent many, many hours taking care of that, and then outside of that time, and then she just stays on top of the orchestra library and all that. Maybe an orchestra librarian someday or something. That would be cool. You might enjoy that. Anyway, but definitely well-deserved. Our final piece, you will see, what? No.
Oh, wait. Good evening, everyone. When I asked Mr. Young for time to speak at the concert, he replied, "This night is about you." And he's right, tonight is about us. But not just us as an ensemble, us as a family. Because that's what orchestra is. A family. And Mr. Young is a part of our family. So tonight, we'd like to take a minute to thank Mr. Young for doing what he does best. 4 years ago, we came into the high school orchestra program as young, timid freshmen. That first day, we were greeted by an energetic and passionate, albeit slightly weird, orchestra teacher. Little did we know that day how much this man would help us grow into musicians and the people we are today. Over the years, he has taught us many things. We will be forever grateful, not only for the musical knowledge he has given us, but also his teachings on life. He taught us to always have a positive outlook, to always strive to achieve our goals, and to persevere in the face of adversity. Orchestra will always hold a special place in our hearts, and Mr. Young will never be forgotten. At this time, I will pass the mic on to some seniors who would also like to share some thoughtful words.
Okay, so Tyler's already said thank you, but I'm going to go ahead and start off with I'm really sorry you've had to deal with us for 4 years because we've been a bit of a handful. Amy, I'm looking for you. Okay, but you have, over the last 4 years, believed in us tremendously and helped work with our schedules a lot, which is incredible because, you know, we should probably not be cramming this many things into our schedules and what we're doing. Thank you for letting the orchestra room feel like home, even a little too much sometimes, and for letting us finger paint last year, because that was a good time. I'm going to take a moment, and since it's not all about you, Miss Young, I'm sorry. I know you think, like, sometimes, but I just want to take 1 minute and say thank you to all of the other incredible kids on stage behind us, over here, and all of the kids that have graduated, because I can't imagine a better group of kids to leave Mr. Young, because, you know, we all know he can be a little bit of a handful sometimes, and the rest of the program in the hands of. So thank you to you, and Twinkle Toes.
Okay. Yeah, I'd just like to, again, thank Mr. Young and thank really the entire orchestra just for having been with me these 4 years and having helped provide me with so many good memories of my time in high school and just all the great stuff from all of the festivals, all of the concerts, to all of the little things like that one time when I forgot my bow tie and my sister had to make me one out of duct tape. Or that one time with the baton throwing incident. We'll say no more about that for his sake. Yeah, he's pretending like he doesn't remember that. Nice try. But just, yeah, all of these little things that have just helped to make my high school experience fantastic. I'd just like to thank Mr. Young and all of the rest of you guys for helping that be good for me.
So, I am the new face around here. I joined my sophomore year, unlike a lot of these kids up here who have been doing this since 4th grade. And during my sophomore year and freshman year, I was that weird choir kid that was always around his office with his orchestra students. And he didn't really know who I was. And then one day I decided to go up to him and I was like, I want to do an orchestra. And he was like, why? And I was like, I want to do the triple threat thing. I want to do this. And at first, I'll be honest, I was kind of just kidding around at first. Like, I was kind of like, playing around with the idea. I had played violin when I was in 4th grade, but I had stopped for years. But then I talked to this one over here, and we were like, you know what? We're going to do this. And I worked really hard my sophomore year, and honestly, it was the best decision of my life. I am so thankful for not only him, these kids up here. They have been so supportive of me through this journey and constantly telling me it's a sharp, you spread your fingers apart, Sky, not together. And even through thick and through thin, like they're always there and they're never irritated. He's never irritated with giving me critiques over and over and over again because I seem to get into my head sometimes. But I am so thankful. Thank you for letting me in this family a little bit late. Thank you for literally everything. I don't regret it for a minute. Thank you.
Okay. My favorite memory of Mr. Young was when I interviewed him for a college comp paper. The interview was about important life skills young adults should have in order to be successful. I was expecting an answer like learning how to do laundry or knowing how to sew a button on. Sorry. What I got was a full-blown monologue on how much Mr. Young hates modern society.
I don't remember this.
That makes it better. From this, I learned 2 things about Mr. Young. 1, never interview him for a paper again. Number 2 is how amazing this guy really is. He's not afraid to stray from the norm. He's not afraid to take the trail less beaten, even though it's much more work. I couldn't have asked for a better guide down that trail, and although Mr. Young may not be able to guide me for much longer, I will continue to strive for the end because of you. So thank you.
Mr. Young, you've given so much to us. We'd like to give something back to you. We know that you spend a lot of time away from your family to make the orchestra program as great as it is. So we all got together and got you and your wife a gift card for the Nova. We've got babysitters lined up for Friday night, so all you need to do is enjoy an evening with your wife. Mr. Young, we can't thank you enough for all that you've given us. We wish you the best for your years to come, and remember, don't eat the yellow snow.